Hi, I'm Rosalind Jarvis, kindergarten teacher at TFOA Professional Prep Charter School. And over the summer during our training course, I had the pleasure of participating in Emory's movement class, which helped a lot with integrating movement to my kindergarten students. The workout initially I thought was very intense, and I thought, how am I going to do this with 4 and 5 year olds? This is impossible. But in speaking with Emory and in working through the movement, it was definitely possible and realistic. So several months later, we're still using the techniques that he taught over the summer, my co-teacher Marie and I. The breathing techniques definitely help in many situations when the children get frustrated. And it also helps the teachers too. We're here from 7:15 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening, which is a pretty long day, pretty intense, and we use the techniques to help us calm down and stay focused. Outside of the school, I also use it to warm up before exercising. I use it with my students. With my children, my sons. And what's funny is I found myself using it when I'm in a large crowd. So prior to having taken the course, I would walk in the street with my iPod on full blast and just walk, possibly bumping into a lot of people with no care in the world. Now I'm more aware of my surroundings and in not bumping into other people in crowded spaces. Going back to using the movement in the classroom, throughout the day we integrate movement because they are small children, and being that they don't get outdoor recess as often as we like because of the weather, we're able to bring movement into the classroom, have the students exercise, which is great because once they've gotten that movement, that wiggle time out, they're able to go back to their seats and focus on their work. We've spoken to several parents about the movement that we're using, and we've taught their children, and several parents have actually inquired as far as the breathing techniques and the movement to help them with their children at home when they become a little too agitated. So I'm looking forward to more courses working with Emory.
The work that we did was pretty life-changing in that it really kind of educated me on what my body should be able to do, and really made the movement something that a lot more accessible than I thought that it was, especially for someone my size. Like the idea of climbing or scaling or scrambling up a cliff is something that would have never entered into the realm of what's possible.
Could you talk a little bit about the climbing of the cliff? So a few of your colleagues have mentioned that, but no one has actually talked about what.
Okay, so it was our first day at work, and all we got was this sort of obscure email from our school leader that said to come in professional attire to an office in downtown Manhattan, but to pack hiking boots and long pants, like an anorak, a hat, fruit, mosquito repellent, and water. And so I'm not really active. The only thing I've ever run is detention. There's no any kind of 5Ks or anything going on in my life. And we get there, and these two brothers and this beautiful sister walk into the room. We're all dressed up in our suits. We go and we change, come back in our gear. Emory was very concerned that I had on some 5-figure sneakers and said I might not be able to make it through with those puppies on, but they got me through and up the cliff. What happened? So we get on this huge charter bus that drives us like somewhere near the Catskills, but not really. It was a long time, and then we had to hike to get to this flat area, I remember, and he made us do these weird exercises where he had us like crawling on the ground, which is something I don't do. I mean, I pray, but I'm not Muslim on the ground, but the crawling was strange. And then he, come to find out, everything that he does for a purpose. And so from my understanding, the reason why he had us do that was to see what we were physically capable of doing once we actually got up to the scramble of the cliff. And we did it, and then we hiked, and I was out of breath, and I thought I was gonna die. And then when we got to the bottom of the cliff, I actually thought we were done, and that was the exercise, but it wasn't. And then we spent what felt like the next 15 hours, although it was probably more like 6 hours, trying to get me and all of myself up this cliff. And it was probably one of the dopest, most wonderful experiences I've ever had. I thought I was going to die more than once. There was no equipment. But we really got up there by the grace of God and with the help of everyone on the team, especially Emory and his wife and Lindell. I'll never forget his name because he helped me get through a lot of what happened on the cliff. And it was amazing. And it's something that was not on my bucket list. I never thought I had any desire to ever do that. But I feel so blessed to have had that experience. And it really did change, what I thought about myself.
Hi, my name is Sean Hicks. I work at Teaching Firms of America Professional Prep Charter School here in Bedford-Stuyvesant. And the one thing I want to mention about M Technique is I remember my first year teaching, and it sounds like a long time ago, but this is only my second year teaching. But last year, my back was killing me. Right? And I knew that I'd been sedentary, but I really had no time to get anything done. I was teaching, it was my first year, I was lesson planning, I was trying to learn the way we teach and, how we teach through inquiry and all this. And, I'm thinking, okay, what can I do? And I, went to the chiropractor, went to the doctor, all these things. And, I went to college for this. And I majored in sports science. So I knew exactly what I had to do. I knew I had to stretch. I knew I had to maintain balance, flexibility, and all this good stuff. But quite frankly, I just didn't have the time, right? And when Emory came to our school and introduced some of the stuff that I knew would work, right? I kid you not, I have never been more pain-free since probably the age of, I want to say 25, because I actually tweaked my back when I was younger playing basketball, but I'm young, I'm malleable, body's not really doing too much. But, after like 25, 26, I'm feeling those aches. And I'm 30 now. And I kid you not, I use these techniques at home. I'm stretching, I got my back against the refrigerator, against the wall, doing all types of crazy stretches that you guys hopefully will choose to do. If you have the time, you will feel great.
Hello, my name is Nez Rashid, and I am a teacher of maybe 12 or 13 years, and I'm teaching first grade this year, and I've been a student of Emory since July 2012, and I thought that it was important to have Emory help me stay healthy, because I work such long hours here. We're here, I can get here as early as 6:15 at work. I'm at a brand new charter school, Teaching Firms of America Professional Preparatory Charter School, and I really care about my job, and I want to do my best. It's now after 6, moving towards 6:30, and I've been here since around 7 a.m. Those are really long hours, and I don't really get in as much exercise as I have in the past. In the past, I've worked out 3 to 4 days a week, half an hour with different forms of exercise. I've done yoga, Pilates. I've always walked a lot. Well, that has changed since I've come to work here. And Emory was the best way for me to stay healthy and keep movement in my life. And so if I'm not healthy, then I can't really help my children. And one of the things about being at this school is having a very holistic lifestyle. So we tell the children to eat right, exercise, and be upright individuals. So you should walk the walk that you are telling your children. And so Emory was a way to help me with that. And it was very, one, convenient, and two, I like the fact that he asked. Well, he came in and was amongst our overall school teaching population to see what our overall lives were like. And then he really made up exercises that he felt would help us. For example, I'm sitting in a first grade kindergarten chair, which is probably not the healthiest for my back or my legs or anything like that. And so the fact that we're very sedentary, although I may want to be active, but to teach math, you do have to sit down. To teach reading, you sit down and you read a book. I may go up and down some stairs, but not as active as I would like to be. And so he saw all of that and created workout routines that would fit into our lifestyles and help us keep healthy as teachers. Even something as simple as you need to drink water so that your body can stay healthy. Because it's easy as a teacher, you don't think about it. Those who don't teach do not think about it, that if you're in a classroom full of children, there's no going to the bathroom until there's a break, a prep or something, because they cannot be left unattended. And so I know I would leave water out of my diet because who has time for that during the day, and always being reminded how important that is and how necessary that is, and that I would not do that to the children. I make sure that they drink and go to the bathroom. It's just important to take care of myself. So he's just been very helpful and convenient and a good health conscience voice for myself.
Hello, my name is John. I work at Teaching Firms of America, professional prep school. I first started working with Emory this summer when he came during the professional development to kind of do a icebreaker for all of the teachers, and he started with some motion exercises. Actually, the first thing we did was climb a mountain, and I guess he could tell you about that. But afterwards, we began to train in the teacher's lounge, and we started working with some motion exercises. And I would say that immediately I began to implement some of the same stretches that he gave to us and showed us at home on my free time because of how it made me feel, because of how my body reacted to it. I was drawn to it, and I continue to use it to this day. As a teacher, I think that it's also just really important to make sure that you take care of yourself. It's one of the models that we use here at the school, to take care of yourself first. But I think that every teacher needs to use that. You usually give a lot of yourself to your students, a lot of your time to the preparation of what happens in the classroom. Sometimes you can forget to take care of yourself. And with really simple exercises, with simple things of focusing like on your moving and your breathing, you can really just make sure that everything is intact. I think that another thing that Emory does is help you self-diagnose. Really realize what you can do, what you can't do, and work on those things so that you can continue to just, let your body work as a whole, so that there's not one, creaky wheel or something like that. And it's something that I continue to, use. I want to continue using. I recommend to all teachers and anybody really.
My name is Emory M. Moore Jr. I'm the founder of EM Technique. My work with TFOA, the teachers at the preparatory charter school, inspired me to a very deep level. I've been teaching health and fitness for over 30 years and training most of my life, but I can honestly say I've never worked with a group of people that I felt were more dedicated and more inspired to take care of themselves for the sake of taking care of others, to embody health and fitness. On a personal note, it's not about six packs or how much you can lift or lower. Watching and working with the teachers inspired me to redouble my efforts to work with more educators on implementing holistic concepts and vocabulary into the structure and fabric of their schools to bring the way of taking care of oneself to the forefront of our culture. You can't take care of others if you aren't well. You can't work if you aren't well. You can't meet your goals. You can't live your life